What's up, Acolyte Squad? My name is Prince, and I'm a Kung Fu nerd. And guess what? Ip Man is back, and I want to tell you guys about it. So again, yes, you heard me correctly. I said Ip Man is back, and I want to introduce you guys to a new segment that I'm doing here on Urban Acolyte TV. Some of you guys know I have talked about martial arts movies in the past. I want to make that an ongoing thing. So this is a very new thing. It's Kung Fu Nerd Reviews, right? And we're going to be talking about new Kung Fu movies, martial arts action movies that are coming out that you can be on the lookout for. And if you're new here, somehow you stumbled onto this video, hey man, like I said, I'm a Kung Fu nerd. I talk about martial arts, Star Wars, superhero action movies, but my big foundation in the way that I approach everything has been based on the hero's journey and my study of martial arts. So if you want to hang out with a Kung Fu nerd and dive into geek culture, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, enable notifications so you'll know when I'm posting these videos and everything else that I'm doing here as far as Star Wars, the MCU. Maybe we'll get into DC. I've done some DC videos, but I don't know. But anyway, let's get to the meat of this video. Ip Man is back. This is coming from my main man Lee, who is probably going to be my source for the majority of these videos that I do, because he's got the inside scoop on everything when it comes to martial arts and action movies that are coming to the US. Of course, I'm in Asia, so I'm gonna have to find a connect to let me know about the stuff coming out over here. But anyway, so Lee on his website, filmcombatsyndicate.com, is telling us that there is a new Ip Man movie coming out. It's and if you didn't know, there have been multiple Ip Man movies, not just the four Donnie Yen Ip Man movies. Wilson Ip's Ip Man saga is the one that Donnie Yen was in. It comes to a close, but there's also the young Ip Man. So this new movie is Ip Man Kung Fu Master from director Li Ming, and it's signaling the return of Dennis To. He's played Ip Man in 2 movies already. The Legend is Born, Ip Man, that's the young Ip Man movie, and Kung Fu League is another movie. I should probably do a review on that. It's a pretty cool premise to the movie, and I've seen it at least 3 times since last year when it kind of became available for folks in the US. So if you want me to do a review on Kung Fu League, maybe I could even do one on The Legend is Born when this movie is actually out. That could be something for Kung Fu Nerd reviews, but these are Kung Fu Nerd reacts, right? So 2 new segments coming out. I'll be reviewing the Kung Fu movies and reacting to their trailers. So we'll see how that goes. So the byline on this movie, or whatever you call this, it says Ip Man Kung Fu Master harks back to Ip's early days before the Communist Revolution in 1949. That would have signaled when Ip Man moved to Hong Kong. Ip, portrayed by Dennis To for the 3rd time as the martial artist who famously tutored Bruce Lee, was then a police captain who was framed for the murder of a ruthless but honorable mobster and targeted for vengeance by his dangerous daughter. Forced to quit the force, Ip soon also has to contend with the arrival of the Japanese army in Guangzhou. Also starring are, I'm gonna butcher everyone's name on here until I learn how to properly pronounce these Chinese names. So I will let you guys see. I'll highlight it for you guys. And yeah. So Magnet is releasing The Legend home on video on demand and digital form from December the 11th. So this movie will be out in a month. So I'll have to figure out how to get my hands on it. Hey man, if the folks at Magnet, like Wellgo gives me press credentials, or at least they used to. I forgot to make my review of Ip Man 4 because I was traveling. I was in Malaysia at the time. But hey man, somebody from Magnet, or is that Magnet? It looks like Magnolia. I can't see. whoever's producing this, hey man, if you want to hook your boy up, I will totally actually, let me not, because that's around the time that we're going to be moving to Bangkok. So next time, I of course I buy all of these, but next time, hey man, y'all give your boy a press screener and I'll totally do a review. Kung Fu Nerd Reacts here on Urban Acolyte TV, or Kung Fu Nerd Reviews. That's what it is. I'm gonna get it eventually. All right, so let's check out this trailer. Kung Fu. Oh, this looks good. It looks a whole lot better than the first Ip Man movie that he did. As far as like the cinematography. Yo, this looks dope. Uh-oh, he's getting ready to use it for, oh, he just sent that dude flying. Yeah, they've stepped it up since the first one. Oh, so it sounds like the Japanese want him to join them. Either that or corrupt cops. Okay, that's the gangster sister. City of Enemies. Now we got the Black Mask here. This is... So that's like the Matrix kind of, that's like the Grandmaster, and then that's Ip Man, Donnie Yen's Ip Man. Huh. IpManKungFuMaster.com. Yo, so after seeing that trailer, that looked dope. Like, the first thing I noticed was that it looks a lot different than the first of the Ip Man, The Legend is Born with Dennis To. Kung Fu League, Ip Man was kind of, I don't know, that was kind of a weird movie where it was like, I think Wong Fei Hung turned out to be the only like real hero in the movie. Like I said, I had to do a review for that. Ip Man was kind of like not really there. He didn't really do much. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth as far as Dennis To's Ip Man. But this movie, it's almost like they're setting him up to be this is the new Donnie Yen, right? Because Donnie Yen is just turned like 50 something. He's almost 60, right? Yeah, he's almost 60, right? So it's like we saw him in The Mask, right? Black Mask. Donnie Yen played, Chin Jin, like Bruce Lee's character from what movie was that? I can't even think of what movie it was. It The Chinese Connection? Because the Bruce Lee movies have like bunch of different names, and that's why I always get them confused, right? But the one where Bruce Lee was Chin Jin, and then Jet Li also played Chin Jin. Donnie Yen played Chin Jin in a soap opera serial series, and he played him again, Fist of Fury. He played him again in a movie, Chin Jin, and he wore the Black Mask. Black Mask comes from Bruce Lee being Kato, right? The Green Hornet Kato, right? So that's where the Black Mask comes in. Jet Li also played in Black Mask, literally the movie, right? And now Dennis To is wearing the Black Mask and going in and tearing up the school, right? Of course, I don't think that was a Japanese run school, but that was straight out of, Fists of Fury. This is the new guy, right? This is Ip Man, and yeah, Bruce Lee did all of these things, but this is his teacher. Where did this guy get the idea to do that from? Is kind of what they're doing. But then it's got the fight in the rain that looks very much like something out of the Matrix. Of course, you know, those of us who aren't new to these martial arts movies know that I just tried to flex on y'all and I completely forgot the dude's name, right? But the action choreographer for the Matrix is a Chinese guy, and he did like all of the big, you know, choreography for all of these big, you know, kung fu martial arts movies, right? But the Grandmaster, that Ip Man kind of artistic Ip Man movie where Ip Man has the affair with the Bagua Zhang master, who was played by Zhang Ziyi, right? The Grandmaster, that movie had that like artistic matrixy fight in the rain, and so it references that, and then it gets into the Japanese occupation, you know, prior to the Communist Revolution, where, you know, that's part of the first Ip Man 1, Donnie Yen's movie. And so it's like, oh, well, remember how Donnie Yen in that Ip Man movie fought this, you know, just Japanese general, you know, who wanted to test his karate against the best, you know, kung fu masters in, you know, in South China. And now we're repeating that. We're repeating it, and it's like, yo man, we're gonna give you a new Ip Man with a younger dude, because this is the new guy, and we're gonna put him over as the next big thing, you know, now that Donnie Yen is aging and saying he's not really doing any more of those kung fu period pieces that, you know, he was known for. You know, those of us who were, you know, who've been fans of the genre know that Donnie Yen was doing this thing long before, you know, the Ip Man movies blew up and really put him on a lot of people's radars. Like, you know, Donnie Yen did the first breakdance scene in a martial period in a Chinese movie. I was about to say in a martial arts movie, but in a Chinese movie period in like 1981, right? So he's been doing it for a hot minute, right? 20 years, 25 years before people knew who this dude was, right? And now this guy is, you know, it's like this is the next guy in a sense. There's a whole lot of dudes who have been talented, who, you know, could have been that next guy, but I feel like they're really trying to push Dennis To as far as the popularity of the Ip Man movies into being that next guy. So I don't know, man. This movie looks dope. Like I said, it's coming to video on demand, a digital download, whatever, on December the 11th. Will it hit Netflix? I don't know. Ip Man, the first one, Ip Man, The Legend is Born, Ip Man, that used to be on Netflix. My Netflix here in Asia is different from what you guys have in the US, so I might actually have it. I know all of the Ip Man Donnie Yen movies are on Netflix now, all 4 of them, I believe. So you should check it out, because this is the evolution of the character. And the cool thing about The Legend is Born Ip Man is that the real Ip Man, his son is actually in the movie, right? Which is cool. And the character he plays is one of Ip Man's teachers. When Ip Man left Foshan and went to Hong Kong, he trained with his teacher's kung fu brother, who did a different flavor of Wing Chun. He had his own interpretation. And so when Ip Man returns from Hong Kong back to Foshan, right, he's blended both of these guys, and he's like got his own style, and that's what kind of made him the best, if you want to say that. If you're an Ip Man Wing Chun person, you might say he had the best. That's you know, that's not really a topic for for these videos, but it's something that I want to, you know, point out, just, you know, if there's any Wing Chunners who are watching this to know that, yeah, I know a little bit of something. Wing Chun was my first first Chinese style, but I'm no expert in it. I didn't spend very much time in it. I got out of the Navy and couldn't find a Wing Chun school back in Nashville, and that was it, right? I started doing Southern Menace, and then got into Tai Chi, and it was a wrap, right? So yeah, that's about it from me and Wing Chun. But I don't know, what did you guys think about this? What are you looking forward to this movie, or, you know, did the trailer interest you? You know, are you are you burned out on Ip Man because Ip Man 4 came out last year this time, and now we got another new Ip Man movie? Or, you know, and I know there's gonna be some wire food of this. They're gonna make it look like Ip Man has entered the Matrix, but it is what it is. I like this stuff, so I have no issues with it. It doesn't have to be super realistic to me. There's plenty of other movies that I can watch if I want them to be more realistic. Michael Jai White and Maurice Crump just did one recently, a remake of a Van Damme movie that's blown up on Netflix that I'd love to talk about soon. So, you know, maybe I will. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. Again, let me know what you think about this movie in the comments below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. So thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and I will see you on the next video.